Yeah, really proud of our guys. I thought we had our, antennas up on the toughness that we needed to bring today. We talked about that, rebounding the ball, playing physical. That's a team that just, they try to turn you over, and they did. So we had to make up for some of our mistakes with just, outplaying them. We couldn't make a shot again. And still got 75. So I really am really proud of our guys' response from the other day. I really am. I think we're at a good place.
You mentioned the rebounding is probably your best rebounding game overall, maybe for the Westminster game, but just completely control the boards against them, especially with Gary getting those 13 rebounds. What did you like from him?
Yeah, I mean, Gary's he's just got a tremendous work ethic. He'll be a fan favorite this year because he just does what he can do. He doesn't play outside of his game. He's just a wonderful kid, plays hard, good teammate, got a good set of hands. I mean, he can snatch rebounds, he can catch balls. I think he'll get better and better. I think he's just scratching the surface. His motor is really good, Jason. He plays hard all the time. And he just does what we ask him, and he doesn't do things he can't do. And I thought he was awesome.
He said before the season he wasn't going to average 15 points, 8 rebounds. He's running that now because I think he's averaging better than that so far.
Yeah, it's early, but at this point we're going to have to play through him. When you don't make threes and you don't make shots, you got to throw the ball inside, and that's typically not what we do. But as a coach, you got to adapt, you got to adjust, and right now nobody can guard him in there, so he's going to continue to get the ball.
How'd you feel Elijah played tonight?
We knew it was going to be a tough game for him. I thought he responded really well. He's not scared of the bright lights. He's a kid that has extreme confidence. Wish he would have had a few less turnovers, but I thought him and Jordy did a nice job running the team. That's a hard team to play against, Sean. They just pressure you, and it's a tough matchup. But I thought they both did really well.
Did you feel like your defense kind of matched theirs? Because you guys really held them.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was the best defensive performance we've had since we got here. I think our guys are tired of hearing that we can't guard, we're not tough enough. Not to say you guys are writing those articles, but, we're telling, we've been on them since the summer. We want to become a top 50, top 60 defense in the country, and that starts with guarding the ball, guarding the paint. We did a little better job not fouling. I wish we would have did a few better on some of those possessions, but it's a step in the right direction.
Like you said, I think you started 1 for 9 or 1 for 10 from 3, and that
Was it? I thought it was 111, but it was bad. Yeah.
Not a good start, and then it seemed like you were kind of forcing the issue early, and then kind of switched and went through.
Yeah, I'm a lot like the fans. I got very impatient. You could just feel it in the building. There was an uncomfortable feeling. It was just ugly basketball, right? Neither team could put the ball in the basket. I called a timeout and just said, we're pressing. I'm not watching this anymore. We need our defense to spark us. So we went to a diamond press, and I think we got up 14. Saw the ball going a little bit before the half, and ended up whatever we had at half, 34. I mean, we were on pace for one of the lowest scoring games I've ever seen. So that kind of jump started us, and then we, really played pretty well in the second half.
So talking about the 3-point shooting, where you had a similar low shooting stretch like this last year, like the Wyoming, New Mexico games,
yep.
15% each of those. What did you see from that team as far as their ability to bounce back from that? And you kind of expect this team to be able to do the same thing?
Yeah, I mean, you got Mace, you got Tuck that are overthinking it. Zach Keller was frustrated tonight. I think it's good. I like when kids struggle. I think it's good. I think, as a parent, I've learned this through coaching. My daughter will come home and get the poor me's in the car, and I like when she loses, to be honest with you. I don't want to tell her coach that, but I think sometimes you don't play well and you have to overcome some things. I think it makes you good, right? I think it makes you a better person, right? Like, life's not going to be easy all the time. Right now it's not easy for us. The ball's just not going in. So how you make it go in is you got to work. You got to persevere. You got to get back to the drawing board, look why you're missing, and just keep working. But I feel like our guys will be fine.
After you kind of implemented that press, just the last 4 minutes of the first half and the first 2 or 3 minutes, I don't think UTEP had a field goal. That's what really allowed you to stretch the lead. Just kind of what you see, both defensively on offense.
Yeah, I mean, activity, right? What is defense? It's getting to the basketball, right? It's activity, it's flying around, it's connectivity, it's communication. I think our communication got better the last 2 days. I think our players took a little bit more ownership of the situation. You know, Stu Morrow was in here Friday. He loved our practice. We were all over these guys. I mean, they ran steps. They hit pads. They rebounded. We only went an hour, but it was very, very demanding practice. And Coach Morrow said, you know, you times that times 2 more hours, and that was my practices every day for how many ever years he was here. But I think we got a lot out of that day, and then we came in yesterday pretty focused. And when you know what you're doing and you know how to accomplish something and you prepare the right way, you're going to have good results, whether you make threes or not, right? Like we knew about halfway through the game, our guys were pretty determined to win this game just by their defense and rebounding, and sometimes you have to win like that.
Any updates on Drake?
Yeah, I think Drake will go Friday. Yeah, I mean, I told him like he should his body's it's unbelievable the amount of pain that kid can endure. You know, last year was just brutal for him. My heart goes out to him. I think he's the one returning guy that's really consistently led. There's been moments where KT and Mason try to lead, but nowhere near what Drake Allen does. Drake Allen's voice is heard every day. And that's what stinks about him missing today. But I feel really good. Brett had him in the underwater treadmill the other day over in the football complex. I think he's going in there again tonight. He'll have himself ready. And his voice was heard again tonight. You know, it's not about just when you're playing that you're leading. It's about, you know, there's a lot of moments today. He was talking to Elijah in timeouts. And that's a good sign.
Just kind of lastly, in the second half, it seemed like things really opened up when on that 18-1 run, hit some threes. Kind of what did you see in the offense?
We didn't have too many. We only made 6.
Compared to the first half, that's
Yeah. I mean, did we make any in the first half?
I think one.
Wow. Yeah, that's we've done some crazy things here the last 2 games. It was good to see. You know, like if we would have fouled them like we did the other night, we wouldn't have been on those runs. Like tonight, I thought when we didn't foul, when we got rebounds, we could get out and run and make the game simple. You know, that's what basketball is about. Like that's the difference between football and basketball. It's so fast. You have to be able to, your brain has to process the information. You have to be able to see things and make the right plays. And I think as our guys play with each other more, each game goes by, hopefully they'll get better. But, you know, we've played 2 really weird teams. UTEP's a weird team. They're like one of the teams in the country that loves to try to turn you over. They're very physical. They switch everything. Same thing with VCU. So it's taken us a couple minutes in these games to recognize the coverage. But when teams want to switch, we're just going to throw the ball inside and we'll have the advantage.
How do you feel your team did as far as preventing points off turnovers? Because you had more turnovers, but you had...
How many did they have tonight?
They had 16, you had 17. They only had 11 points off turnovers. You had 26. Like, you had some turnovers, but you prevented them from scoring as they try to get the...
Yeah, I mean, the best thing you can do is not get a live ball turnover. You know, you got to get back and get that defensive set. And we have told our team, we really believe this, we can be one of the best defensive teams in the country if we can get our defense set. So we have to run good offense. We can't turn the ball over. And if we just get back, we're elite, you know. And this will really help those numbers today, Jason. I hope you update those tomorrow and praise our defense because it's usually offense around here.